There is a place on Earth where fire creates the land and ice slowly shapes it, where black volcanic deserts stretch beneath enormous glaciers, where waterfalls disappear into endless wilderness, and where mountains rise from a landscape that feels almost unreal. This is Iceland. And before we begin, tell me in the comments where you watching from and when you are planning to visit Iceland. Now let's begin our amazing journey. Welcome to Classified Earth, Reykjavík, where fire meets the Atlantic. In this chapter, we will discover the southwestern edge of Iceland, where lies the Reykjavík Peninsula, a rugged landscape where volcanic mountains, black beaches, steaming valleys, and the powerful Atlantic Ocean come together. But Reykjavík is not just about volcanoes. Its coastline is filled with dramatic cliffs, hidden beaches, lava fields, geothermal springs, and tiny fishing communities. Blue Lagoon. Among the volcanic landscape lies one of Iceland's most famous geothermal destinations. Its milky blue geothermal water stands in striking contrast to the surrounding black lava fields. The warm water is heated by geothermal energy deep beneath the earth, creating an extraordinary natural setting. Fagradalsfjöll. Rising from the volcanic landscape is Fagradalsfjöll. The mountain became internationally famous after volcanic eruptions transformed the surrounding valleys. Molten lava slowly spread across the landscape, covering the ground in fresh black rock. The eruptions created a completely new landscape, one that will continue changing for thousands of years. Just beside Fagradalsfjöll lies Geldingadalur. Before the eruptions, this was a quiet volcanic valley surrounded by mountains. Then the earth opened beneath it. Glowing lava began flowing across the rest of the street thing. Glyfavatn, one of the largest lakes on the Reykjavík Peninsula. Dark volcanic mountains rise around its deep blue waters, creating a landscape that feels almost cinematic. The lake has also been shaped by geological activity, with changes in the surrounding underground system affecting its water levels over time. Grindavik, a small fishing town whose history has always been closely connected to the surrounding ocean. For generations, fishing shaped the community and provided its livelihood. But in recent years, earthquakes and volcanic activity have transformed the region around the town. Reykjanesviti Lighthouse, Iceland's oldest lighthouse still in operation. Built beside one of the country's most exposed coastlines, it has guided ships through these dangerous waters for generations. Around it, volcanic cliffs descend toward the Atlantic, while seabirds circle above the ocean. Brimketil, a natural lava rock pool carved by thousands of years of powerful waves. The Atlantic repeatedly crashes against the volcanic cliffs, slowly breaking and reshaping the rock. During rough weather, enormous waves explode around the formation. It is a perfect example of Iceland's natural cycle. Fire creates the land, and the ocean continues to destroy and reshape it. Litlihata. In 2023, another eruption transformed this remote landscape. Fresh lava spread across the valley, creating new volcanic formations and expanding Iceland's already extraordinary lava fields. This is not simply a landscape created in the distant past, it is a landscape still being created today. A rugged peninsula surrounded by black volcanic beaches and powerful ocean waves. The coastline is scattered with remnants of shipwrecks, reflecting the dangerous relationship between Iceland's fishermen and the Atlantic. Bridge between continents. Not far away stands one of Reykjavík's most unusual landmarks. It crosses a visible fissure created as the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates slowly move apart. The gap may look small, but it represents one of the greatest geological processes on Earth. Sundunkur Crater Row. A series of volcanic formations created by eruptions deep beneath the peninsula. Dark ridges and ancient lava fields cover the ground, while the surrounding landscape remains almost completely exposed. Hafnaberg Cliffs. Dark volcanic rock drops toward the Atlantic, while waves crash against the cliffs far below. The area is also an important habitat for seabirds, especially during the nesting season. Standing here, the scale of the ocean becomes overwhelming. At Sandvik, dark volcanic sand stretches along a rugged coastline. The beach is surrounded by lava rock and dramatic cliffs, while powerful waves roll in from the open Atlantic. There are no tropical colors here, only black sand, deep blue water, and the raw Icelandic wilderness. Selten Geothermal Area. Steam rises from the ground while bubbling mud pools and colorful mineral deposits cover the surrounding hills. Yellow, orange, red, and brown tones spread across the landscape. The intense colors are created by minerals interacting with the extreme geothermal heat beneath the surface, the Golden Circle. Our journey moves deeper into the heart of southern Iceland. Here, ancient geological forces have created enormous valleys, powerful waterfalls, steaming geothermal fields, and landscapes that seem almost impossible to exist in one place. This is the Golden Circle. Gullfoss, a beautiful waterfall where water plunges over dark volcanic rocks into the valley below. During winter, ice can transform the waterfall into a completely different landscape. In summer, green vegetation surrounds the rushing water. It may not be Iceland's largest waterfall, but its setting makes it one of the most atmospheric. Reykjavík Valley, a green valley where steam rises from the ground and naturally heated water flows through the landscape. The farther you walk into the valley, the more geothermal activity appears around you. Hot springs, steaming ground, and mountains surround the trail. And eventually, the river itself becomes warm enough for people to bathe in. Geyser Geothermal Area. The original Great Geyser gave its name to geysers around the world. Although Geyser itself is now mostly dormant, the surrounding geothermal field remains highly active. Boiling pools and steaming vents cover the landscape. And just a short distance away, another geyser continues to erupt again and again. Gullfoss, often called Iceland's Blue Waterfall. Its water has an extraordinary turquoise color as it flows through dark volcanic rock. compared with the enormous Gullfoss. Gullfoss feels intimate and almost secret. The contrast is remarkable. Kerry Crater, a striking volcanic crater formed thousands of years ago. Its red and orange volcanic slopes surround a deep blue lake at the bottom. The contrast between the colorful rock and brilliant water makes Kerry one of the most visually distinctive volcanic formations along the Golden Circle. Gullfoss, one of Iceland's most powerful and famous waterfalls. The Jökulsárlón River plunges through a dramatic two-tiered canyon, sending enormous amounts of water into the depths below. Mist rises from the gorge, and when sunlight appears through the spray, rainbows can form above the waterfall. Standing beside Gullfoss, you can feel the power of the water long before you reach the edge. Brawl. Here, the Jökulsárlón River squeezes through a narrow gorge surrounded by unusual rock formations. The powerful river has spent thousands of years cutting through the landscape. Compared with Gullfoss, the scene feels peaceful. Invaldavatn, Iceland's largest natural lake. The enormous body of water stretches across the volcanic landscape, surrounded by mountains and ancient lava fields. On calm days, the surface reflects the surrounding peaks almost perfectly. Silfra Fissure. Beneath the waters of Invalda lies one of Iceland's most extraordinary geological formations. A deep underwater fissure created by the movement of the tectonic plates. Glacial water slowly filters through underground lava before entering the fissure, creating exceptionally clear water. Invalda National Park. A vast landscape of green valleys, moss-covered lava fields, clear water, and enormous geological rifts. This is also one of the most important historical places in Iceland. Seljalandsfoss. Water plunges from a high cliff into the valley below, creating a spectacular curtain that visitors can walk behind. From the other side of the waterfall, the surrounding landscape appears through the falling water. During sunset, the spray can glow with brilliant colors, transforming the waterfall into one of Iceland's most unforgettable sights. Jökulsárlón. This waterfall disappears inside a narrow canyon. Visitors have to follow the rocky path into the gorge to see the water crashing down from above. The surrounding cliffs create a completely different atmosphere, almost like discovering a secret waterfall hidden inside the mountain. Skógafoss, one of Iceland's most powerful and recognizable waterfalls. A massive wall of water drops nearly 60 meters from the cliffs above. On sunny days, the enormous spray can create brilliant rainbows across the waterfall. Standing near its base makes the scale impossible to ignore. Slemasandur, a vast black volcanic desert stretching between the mountains and the Atlantic Ocean. The ground was created by volcanic material carried toward the coast over thousands of years. The dark sand creates an almost surreal landscape, with enormous mountains rising in the distance. In the middle of this vast black desert lies one of Iceland's strangest landmarks, the abandoned DC-3 plane wreck. The aircraft crashed here in 1973 and was left behind on the remote sand plain. Today, Its weathered metal shell stands against the enormous volcanic landscape. Black Sand Beach. Unlike the golden beaches found across much of the planet, this coastline is covered in deep black volcanic sand. The sand was created from volcanic rock, slowly broken apart by the powerful forces of the Atlantic Ocean. Towering basalt columns rise from the cliffs while enormous waves crash against the shoreline, creating a landscape that looks almost unreal. Vik. A small village surrounded by black beaches, green mountains, and glaciers. Despite its tiny population, Vik has become one of the most important stops along Iceland's southern coastline. The village provides a peaceful contrast to the dramatic landscapes surrounding it. Fjadragjufur, a narrow river canyon carved through ancient volcanic rock. Steep green walls rise on both sides while the Fjær River winds through the bottom. From above, the canyon appears almost impossibly deep and narrow. Water, wind, and erosion have slowly transformed the volcanic landscape into this extraordinary natural formation. Skógafoss. Here, green valleys are surrounded by enormous mountains and glaciers. Walking through the area reveals waterfalls, ice formations, volcanic rock, and landscapes shaped by both fire and ice. This is where the south coast begins to feel truly Arctic. Skógafoss, one of Iceland's most distinctive waterfalls. Instead of falling between ordinary cliffs, the water drops from a wall of perfectly shaped black basalt columns. The geometric formations were created as ancient lava slowly cooled and fractured. Water and volcanic rock combine here to create something that looks almost man-made. Skógafoss. The ice slowly moves through the landscape, carrying rocks and debris as it descends from the mountains. Standing beside the glacier reveals the immense scale of Iceland's frozen world. The ice may appear still, but it is constantly moving. Glacier Canyon. A spectacular green canyon carved deep into the mountains. Glacial water flows through the valley while waterfalls descend from the surrounding cliffs. A hidden world of green cliffs, rushing water, and distant glaciers. Jökulsárlón, Iceland's most famous glacier lagoon. Massive blue and white icebergs drift slowly across the dark water after breaking away from the glacier. Some pieces are enormous, while others are small enough to float quietly toward the ocean. Diamond Beach. Chunks of glacier ice wash onto the black volcanic sand, looking like enormous diamonds scattered across the shoreline. Some pieces are crystal clear, ancient ice, black volcanic sand, and the powerful Atlantic Ocean. Few places on Earth create a scene like this. Land Manalaugar. The mountains here are unlike almost anywhere else in the country. Red, orange, yellow, green, and deep shades of volcanic black cover the surrounding valleys. These extraordinary colors come from the area's unique volcanic rocks and minerals. It feels less like visiting a destination and more like entering another planet. Laugaron Lava Field. A vast field of dark volcanic lava created by ancient eruptions. The hardened lava has formed strange shapes and narrow pathways between the mountains. Green moss slowly covers parts of the black rock, showing how nature gradually transforms even the harshest volcanic landscapes. Skógafoss, often called the Valley of Tears. crystal clear turquoise water flows through the canyon, while countless small waterfalls pour down its moss-covered cliffs. The intense blue color of the water creates an almost tropical appearance, yet everything around it is volcanic wilderness. Stur crater. A volcanic formation surrounded by the enormous landscapes of the Fjarðaberg region. From above, the crater reveals a dramatic contrast between dark volcanic rock, green vegetation, and the colorful mountains surrounding it. Nearby lakes and distant volcanic ridges create a landscape that feels completely isolated. Skógafoss, a remote mountain range famous for its colorful geothermal landscapes. Here, red mountains rise beside steaming valleys, while snow and ice remain visible across the surrounding peaks. Lagoons, a vast volcanic landscape shaped by one of the largest volcanic eruptions in recorded history. Hundreds of craters stretch across the region, creating an enormous chain of volcanic formations. Black lava fields cover the valleys, while green moss slowly returns across the hardened rock. Jökulsárlón lies beneath the iconic Jökulsárlón mountain, creating one of the most recognizable landscapes in Iceland. Several streams cascade over the rocky cliffs, while Jökulsárlón rises dramatically in the background. Together, the mountain and waterfall create a scene that has become one of Iceland's most photographed views. Vestrahorn rises dramatically above the black sands of Stokksnes, creating one of Iceland's most striking coastal landscapes. Jagged mountain peaks reflect across shallow water, while the dark volcanic beach stretches toward the Atlantic. At sunrise and sunset, the entire landscape transforms into a breathtaking scene of mountains, sand, and light.